Before starter, it's out today. It is a big one too. Joining us is the independent analyst Evan Lucas. Evan, so what do you expect? Where do you expect this to land today?
Yeah, hello, Pete. So this is after last month's incredible jump up that we saw in February, which was, as most people point out, an absolute anomaly, considering there was 117,000 jobs created. Back of the envelope calculation, to put that into consideration with the states, that's about a 1.6 million increase in the US employment numbers. So that's why last month is seen as an aberration and put to one side. So today is more important. Expectations are for employment change to be about 7,000 jobs created, with a significant drop in full-time employment, and the unemployment rate to move back up to 3.9%. Some have even got it as high as 4.2, which would be the highest level it would be since 2021. So put that into context. The average then over the last 6 months, if that happens, would be the unemployment rate sits at around about 3.89%. So that's what we're looking for today. That would be consistent with the narrow path. But again, as we saw last month, anything could happen.
Sure could. Now, the gap between house prices and unit prices now at a record, Evan. What's driving this, and will it continue to balloon out?
Yeah, this is fascinating data that's starting to come out from PropTrack and also CoreLogic. What it shows is that we've actually seen first homeowners now make up 16% of the unit market compared to everything else they buy. Now, that sounds very small, but put this into consideration. The average over the previous 20 years had been 13.5%. So they are starting to be forced there. And as you said, the reason for it is the gap. Over the last 5 years, the average gap between house prices and unit prices had been about $250,000, give or take. Now, Sydney, for example, that's now ballooned out to 550,000. In Brisbane and in Adelaide, it's 480,000. And in Perth, it's 500,000 as well. That is now forcing more and more homeowners to look at units, considering that they are now completely out of the housing market. The catch is this: since COVID, the average amount of people per household has fallen to the lowest it's been in 20 years, only 2.44 people per house. It used to average 2.8. So again, we want more space, but probably can't afford it.
I think this is why I think, I mean, we're sort of getting off topic here into more theories, but this is why I think eventually down the track, it's just going to be more about apartment living, isn't it? Apartment owning, apartment living, rather than houses, which is traditionally what we're used to here in Australia. So kind of more like New York, etc.
Yeah, so the thing that Australians always want, though, is land, right? So this is the debate that you're having there with that question, is that the reason units probably, particularly in this country, are still looked at with a slight negative view is that you're not buying land value, you're buying a piece of actual property that has bricks and mortar and nothing else. And so the value expectation is in the land, not necessarily always in the house. So that's shifting that belief. But you're right. I mean, the more and more densely populated we get, particularly the bigger major cities on the eastern coast, they are the ones that are going to have to really start to deal with this idea that apartment living will probably be the future, because we want to live where we work, and that is going to be where we're going to have to go.